Greetings, everybody. We're back. More Pokemon Gold and Silver. And if you guys watched the last episode, there's a little cliffhanger here. Before we get to that, Joey needs to stop calling me. Lose my number, son.
Also, I went to the Poke Center in between episodes just to...
It's not like it's... Yeah, you guys have seen us go to the Pokemon Center enough.
Right.
But, yeah, anyway, so... I'm going to go ahead and just spill the beans here. The game that this article said was Soma, which is something Karl had brought up before. Make sure, it's Halloween time. Go watch that horror tag. Well, hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Make sure you check out our Twitter, Second Player Show, number 2ND. Go back on our old footage and watch our horror vlog, right? Yeah. Okay, a horror tag vlog. And we did that with Douglas Beamer. That's where he talked about Soma, and I was like, wow. So, kind of go into that a little bit, man.
I really like Soma. But, surprisingly, I don't like Soma for the Lovecraftian element.
Yeah.
There's... I mean, it's nice. There's something additional to the game.
Right.
If you were to remove kind of the Lovecraftian stuff from it, it would still be a very solid horror game.
Right.
Which is... But one point I was going to make, I kind of feel the same way. Everything nowadays has like some tie to Lovecraft. Yep. I mean, hell, even World of Warcraft kind of has Lovecraftian elements.
Before you go on and talk about Soma, the way that article ended, it cracked me up. It said, so please, developers and whatever, said, the next time the Call of Cthulhu comes through, don't pick it up.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's pretty funny. But
and I mean, 15 years ago, there was nothing. Nothing was Lovecraftian. So I do kind of like...
It's a nod.
Yeah, I like that people are kind of, acknowledging that this kind of horror exists.
Yeah.
It can be good. The best thing I like about Soma, and I only sort of half mention it in our vlog, because...
That was a long vlog.
Yeah.
Well, it was 30 minutes.
Well, I spent like a week editing it in.
Yeah, it was long for him.
But one thing about Soma, and I still think it's something, if you like horror games, play Soma.
Yes.
Just turn this episode off now.
Come back later.
Yeah, come back later, please. We need... But go play Soma. But I still don't want to give a whole lot away, but I do want to say the things I really enjoy about Soma.
Yeah.
One of which is the fact that the big kind of overarching creature monster thing, the big overbearing Lovecraftian element is in the background. Like it's kind of the setup for what's going on.
Right.
But that's not what you're fucking concerned about.
Right.
The main character basically spends the entire game going through an existential crisis, which is fantastically played out.
Yeah.
It is one of the few horror twists that I A, didn't see coming, and B, thought was really well done in a long time in game.
That says a lot. That says a lot.
And, me just saying that there's a twist might kind of... But, I mean, it happens fairly on in the game.
Yeah.
Early on.
Early.
Yeah. It's really interesting, too, because kind of the chance to defeat the overbearing evil, which I really even wouldn't call it evil. It's just it's acting in a way that humanity wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
The chance to defeat it just kind of happens. Just like you're going on about your business, like trying to solve this situation that you've been put in.
Right.
And you just end up in the situation to do something about this evil.
Right.
And the interesting thing is it doesn't even register on the character's main radar.
Because he's so focused.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
If you defeat it or if you don't, doesn't matter, because your character in the game has bigger things that he's worried about, and that's really the crazy thing.
I like that.
You as a player might be concerned because you as a player understands what this thing is and what it means to the world and what it means to humanity, which is terrible, terrible fate. But your main character never even has time in the story to think about that.
That's interesting. That could be something that, we could throw out here and put on the show.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you played it before. I might be the one going like, Karl, what's about to happen?
It's a fantastic game. It's made by the people who made Amnesia and Indigo Prophecy.
Oh, see, I played Indigo Prophecy.
They're a really good studio, and I think over time they've kind of gotten better at not necessarily storytelling, but mixing storytelling and gameplay.
Right.
Because that's one of kind of my issues with some of their earlier games. Indigo Prophecy / Penumbra, Amnesia to a certain extent later in the game. The gameplay of the game kind of gets in the way of the storytelling. I feel like Soma does a really good balance. It's still a little clunky toward the end. I'm not gonna lie.
There's no perfect game.
Yeah, there's no perfect game.
I don't care if it's AAA. But no, it doesn't exist.
But they do really well. They're getting better, and I'm excited to see their next game if there is a next game. I hope there's a next game.
Yeah.
And it's kind of it almost became a shame because I almost didn't play Soma. The kind of trailers and teasers that they had going on about Soma before Soma came out had a different vibe than what the game actually is. Slightly. I was expecting a game kind of focused on research and development and the uprising of machines, sort of.
Right.
Because that's kind of the vibe that they're...
See, that's what I kind of read, that it was kind of like different in that aspect.
And while it's about that, it's not really about that.
Right.
Soma's one of the few games that after I beat it, I turned it off and just sat there. And I sat there for quite no TV, no internet, no TV, no. I just sat there and thought. And to me, that's the mark of something special.
Yep. And it says that when you say like you come across this great evil and blah 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 blah, and you beat it, and you're just like, oh ho hum, whatever.
Well,
or whether or not it's still focused on you or on that character.
Yeah.
And that's good.
It really feels like that moment is
back burner.
Well, there's player moments in a game, and then there's character moments. And that's kind of one thing that I feel like Soma does quite well. I think it's one more step. No, Soma does quite well because the player moments are one thing. What you kind of know what's going on, that you've been able to piece together. And it's really interesting because the character gets all the same information you do.
Right.
In it. But he doesn't put all the pieces together. So you have kind of this thing going on with the character and the thing going on with you as you're playing. So when you get to the moment where you encounter the thing, you encounter the thing from the very beginning. well, not the very beginning of the game, but from when the game actually starts. There's kind of like a prologue that. Anyway,
he wants to open up so bad.
Yeah.
It's
yeah, but from the moment you wake up in the facility, which is about 5-10 minutes into confused and alone, you're encountering the thing. But the moment I'm talking about, you kind of encounter its core.
Oh, hey, Magmar.
And you're given a choice of what to do. And, you know, if it were up to your character, he would just keep going. Like,
yeah.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care what's going on with that.
Yeah.
He has a much bigger problem.
Bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
That's good. That's something that we, honestly, I mean, you guys let us know. It sounds awesome to me. We might have to throw that out on the channel and whatever future projects. We'll have to keep that one in mind for sure.
Yeah. I really enjoy the game. I wouldn't mind another. I've played it. I've done a playthrough of it myself, not like recorded or anything. I've just played it. And I've watched a stream of someone else play it. So
the whole thing?
The whole thing. All the way through. I wanted to see this guy's reaction to the end. And he had the same reaction that I did. He just sat there, like, on stream, like, after the credits rolled, and then it went back to the main loading screen.
Yeah.
The main game screen. He just sat there for a long time. I mean, he talked to chat. But it was really... It's something to see someone else have the same reaction to a piece of media that you did.
You may get to see it with me and you too.
Hopefully.
You'll be like, number 3, I'm good.
Yeah. If you want to see it, let us know.
Yep, that's the thing.
If you don't give a crap, let us know. Like,
oh, come on. I need a fire type. Also, other news. Didn't you say there was a certain acquisition that was made recently?
Oh, well, not recent.
It's coming up.
Yeah, it hasn't gone through, but Microsoft is trying to buy Obsidian Studios.
What, I mean...
Most well-known game Obsidian Studios has done is Fallout New Vegas.
New Vegas.
Not Fallout 4. That's a really different project. Fallout New Vegas. They've done some other kind of top-down point-and-click RPG kind of games. I can't remember off the top of my head right now, and I feel like an idiot. They're one of my favorite developers.
Yeah. Was the Fallout New Vegas the last kind of big thing they put out, or
no? They've put out some other games.
Okay.
None quite as big as that, but well, not big, but they've done big games. It's just like, as far as like AAA titles that everyone knows.
Yeah.
Like, Microsoft acquiring them is kind of a double-edged sword. A, they're going to have a lot of funding. B, Microsoft.
You think it might be one of those semi-EA situations where it's like...
Oh, very much so.
Like, okay, we're here, but we're going to do what we want.
Rare. Lionhead, which, if you don't know Lionhead, it made Fable, Black and White.
Fable. I used to love Fable back in the day.
Yeah.
When I had my regular Xbox.
I mean, Peter Molyneux, so... But,
I just played the first one and the second one.
Right. I think it could be a good thing because bigger budget, kind of...
Yeah.
Better resources. I mean, you can't get much better resources than fucking Microsoft.
Yeah.
But, at the same time, they don't have the best track record, in my opinion. So, I think... I mean, it's probably going to happen. Microsoft sets their gaze upon something. Usually it's bought. I don't necessarily always think it's the best thing for... And I'm not just talking, like, video game companies. I've already stated I work in technology. I've seen a lot of the other things Microsoft has bought and kind of dismantled in the past. So it kind of worries me, just because it would make me sad to see Obsidian Studios kind of go the way of the dodo. I don't like seeing any studio get EA.
I don't like to, that's the term EA.
Yeah.
I don't like it either. I don't like it.
And I'm not saying it's gonna happen. But it could. This sort of thing has happened in the past. This Magmar is really fucking you up, man.
Is that beat? No, I'm not worried about dying. I'm trying to catch him.
Yeah, I know. But
and I've thrown like 15 Pokeballs at him. I'm letting him kill things because I'm like, listen, bunghole.
What is he, an Entei? Well, at least you're not afflicted by the 1 HP curse. Like, seriously, this is like the 12th time that's happened to me.
Yeah.
Sloth is probably going to be paralyzed. Oh, no, water gun. I mean, he is paralyzed, but can't move paralyzed.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, I could see how that works. I mean, I don't like to see any... I've told you this before, but I think the best thing that ever happened to the Mortal Kombat franchise, huge Mortal Kombat fan, is they fell on their face.
Right.
It sucked. But, Warner Brothers coming in and letting them, do what they wanted to, it was good. But it was still painful to watch.
Right.
Watch them do that. When I read Midway went bankrupt and they were done, and you're just like, wow.
I mean,
it
is what it is. And, maybe.
I'm done.
Yeah.
He used all my Pokeballs. He used all of them. All I have is a fastball and a lure ball and an ultra ball. I'm not using an ultra ball. Screw you. You know what I have to say to you, buddy?
It's not funny, but it's funny.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's like your Eevee story. It's funny, but you're like, that wasn't funny at the moment.
Yeah.
That sucks. But yeah, other gaming news. We had saw this earlier, talking about Sony is in their works on their next generation, their next system,
which should surprise nobody. Like, that's just something game companies do. After
been
about
5 years.
Yeah, after about 4 or 5 years, they're like, okay, well, time to
go to the drawing board.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we can do. And honestly, I really expect Sony to swing hard. I do, because Nintendo has set a standard.
Yeah.
With the Switch. Like, it's not just the way it is. I'm just saying, like, you have to bring something now. You can't bring Xbox 3.5. You can't bring PS5. Like, no, you have to do something that's going to grab someone's attention.
Which, I mean,
not a bad thing.
I think it would be good for Sony to be innovative.
They need to. I will never. Sony, the Vita, was such a good system, and they had the touch ability on it. They had the touch on the back. They were already doing things. They need to do something, like you said.
Well, it's. Oh, Dream Eater Society. I wasn't prepared for this.
Dream Eater's
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That move. Oh. And I dealt with it from that drowsy too.
Yeah.
We were talking about
Oh yeah, the
Sony bringing their best to the table.
Like, I'm afraid what's gonna happen is Sony is just gonna be like, okay, well, we're just gonna copy Nintendo. Again. I mean,
I don't think they can be that blatant, though. I don't think at this point.
I mean, they have been in the past.
They have, but
so
I think the Switch is anything that's going to resemble anything like the Switch. I think that's a mistake.
Well,
I
don't think they're going to go the same format.
Yeah,
but I think they're going to try to play up, like, oh well, look at what we can do.
Oh yeah.
And did I actually buy some? Awakenings? Yes, I did.
Oh, so Fire Breather Dick? Really? I'm on the Nintendo and Game Freak, man. You got a guy going, check out my amazing ball dexterity, and then fire breathe your dick.
Fire breathing dicks would be. I mean, it would be an interesting
oh my
sideshow kind of.
Yeah.
You know.
Step right up and see or flame breather. Richard, they call him Richard. And then he'd step out. Why do you call him Richard?
Fire breathing Richard.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
That's funny.
I mean,
I think Charmeleon looks awesome in this one.
Yeah. Critical hit.
There you go.
There we go.
With Bonsai.
Yeah. Bonsai's dishing out the crits, man. Like,
sometimes it has to happen, man.
I mean, I don't think it's, at this point, trying to speculate about what Sony's going to do.
Yeah.
It's kind of pointless. If I were to put money on something right now at this hour, I would say PS5, slight PS4, but +1. It's the thing that works for them.
Yeah.
Every time Sony's kind of tried to step outside their box with either accessories or peripherals or whatnot, it's been a little more not so great.
Yeah.
I do think whatever new console they're going to have is going to have VR as a main component.
Of course. I mean,
well,
they push that VR, the PlayStation VR, hard.
So graphically,
and I've heard good things.
Yeah.
But
graphically, we haven't advanced that much since this last generation.
No, it's kind of hard to do it now. I mean,
so
4K TVs, but most things like we've talked about doesn't even.
Yeah, 4K. I mean, I guess you can go 4K, but not everyone has a 4K TV, and a lot of people aren't interested in them because
I'm not.
A lot of people, and I'm not also get hate for this, but a lot of people can't really see a difference. And so, like, there is a difference. I'm not saying there isn't, but a lot of people can't make out the difference.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have pretty good vision to notice the difference,
right?
So,
told you you'd be right on track. Look at that.
Yeah.
I did all that. You just beat the gym. We just flip-flopped it, man. Yeah. Shows our approaches. Whatever.
But I think the path that Sony's taking, I think, is a good one.
Yeah.
I'm not going to criticize them too much. I do joke about them copying Nintendo a lot, but I mean, the whole premise of their original console was, you know what, Nintendo, fuck you. Well, you go back on our partnership. We're going to go and take what we've learned and make our own console with,
with a disc.
Yeah, hookers and blackjack and so. I
mean, I'll always say this. For me, it's hard for me to say what my number one is. It really is. I can't say Sony or Nintendo. I played Nintendo most of my life until I got a PS2. It's hard. I would say I bought more Sony systems, but Nintendo is the pioneer. I know there's Atari, there's other things, but Nintendo is the one that said, okay, this failed in homes before, now let's make it work. Even to the point they didn't want to call them video games, they called them Nintendo Entertainment Systems.
Rob was released alongside them to make it seem like a toy.
Yes.
They're
smart.
Well, Nintendo's a toy company.
They've been around for 129 years.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
They still have a toy company approach to things.
Yes. And that's where I feel like it's wrong, because people will say, oh, it's kiddie thing. It's kiddie. Yes, it does appeal to that market. Yes, because it's a toy company.
Right.
But, I mean, look at a lot of games they make, like Breath of the Wild, and certain things they're pushing out. And then I'll never forget on GameCube, Resident Evil 4 was its first. GameCube was Resident Evil 4's first purchasing spot. So,
I mean, all things aside, and people are like, oh, Nintendo's a kiddie thing. You don't have to. You don't have to be explicit. You don't have to, cuss, drink, and screw hookers.
Sometimes it's fun, but you have to do it in everything.
Well, you don't have to have that to portray more mature themes.
No.
And I feel like some of Nintendo's games do that. Metroid.
Yeah.
Zelda to a certain extent. I mean, they're not on the surface, but they're themes of responsibility, themes of, what you would do in this situation, themes of overcoming adversity.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd say those are a lot more mature and human than,
like what you said, just being crazy and
something that you'd see in GTA or Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Like,
now, very quickly here, where are we supposed to be going now? Like, should we be going towards Olivine, or do we go towards the Mortar, the cave? Because wasn't it talking about the Sea of Rage, or what was it called? The getting the scale.
Well, if Alan will shut the fuck up, I will look at my map and tell you.
Yeah, because I'm looking at, there's 2 ways out of this town.
I think we go.
You got in that loop, man.
Yeah, I think we'll go to the Sea of Rage, but
because see, that's dark. We'll have to use flash, unless you just want to walk around dark. Mount Mortar,
Tin Tower, Burn Tower,
Mount Mortar,
Line Lighthouse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mount Mortar, Mahogany Town, Lake of Rage. I think we go to
Well, you got to go Mount Mortar, and then
So, I want to say.
Wow.
But I'm not 100%. Like I've said before, it's been
a long time.
Yeah, it's
for you.
Well, yeah, it's probably been since 2000, so 18 years.
I've never even been past this part.
This game. So
last time I played, we all know the story. Whitney, I was done. We're done playing this game. I'm done. I'm done. Let's play Smash.
Yes,
Karl would say. But anyways, I think what we'll do here, guys, is we're gonna go ahead and end the EP right here. Okay. So we can kind of just take a look at the map, see where we need to go, and then streamline this for you.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for your attention, coming here and watching with us, and keep enjoying the journey with us. So we'll see you next time.
Have a good one.